You are listening to a podcast by the Little School of Happiness. My name is Sandra Hayes and I'm your host. Here you will find episodes on all the Vedic teachings like yoga, Ayurveda and Vedic astrology. For more information about me and my offerings, please go to sandrahayes.eu, or if you're in Germany, sandrahayes.de. Hello again and welcome to another episode on the nakshatras. Today is a very special day and a very special lunar constellation that the moon is in. It is Rohini. Rohini Nakshatra is the favorite nakshatra of the moon. I've already told you the story in the first episode on the nakshatras. It's the story of Chandra as he marries the 27 nakshatras, the 27 daughters of Daksha, and he promises to visit each of them one night and then move on to the other and pay everyone equal attention, but he couldn't keep his promise because he fell in love with Rohini. And because he fell in love with Rohini, he did begin to neglect the other wives, and the other wives then began to complain to their father, to Daksha, about it. And Daksha then put a curse on Chandra, and Chandra was to lose his beauty and radiance and lose his light and grow thinner and darker every day. And so the moon began to wane. But Shiva then stepped in and intervened, because with the waning moon, with the dark moon, as darkness descended also into the minds of people, and nothing in the world would function anymore. The harmony of the world was disturbed, and so Shiva stepped in, as he does, and put the crescent moon onto his head and gave it light. But he couldn't completely reverse the curse, only make it a little bit milder, so that Chandra will not disappear into darkness forever, but in fact grow light again every day until he is bright and beautiful and shining and round again. But then he will begin to wane again, and this is how the moon fluctuates and wanes. But ever since that, he did keep his promise, and he is journeying through all the nakshatras and spends about a day and a night in each of the lunar mansions. But when he is in Rohini Nakshatra, then he is happiest, because he still loves Rohini most. Rohini is the fertile star of creative power. It's the red star, which is what the name means as well. And this redness, though, it's not to do with the fire of Kritika or any cutting blade or anything. Rohini is like the earth. It's soft and lush and receptive and deeply magnetic. And Rohini doesn't chase anything. She draws things in. Rohini is ruled by the moon and is attracting things. And she doesn't destroy anything, she grows things. And even her presence evokes creativity and also a longing and a devotion. And this is why probably Chandra fell in love with her in the first place. And while the moon is her planetary ruler, her deity is Prajapati Brahma. And he is quite a central figure in Vedic cosmology. He is often compared to Brahma himself, the creator god of the three main deities, the three main male deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. But in earlier Vedic texts, Prajapati is a more ancient archetype. So he is interesting. The name means Lord of progeny, or also protector of creation. And so he is seen as like a primordial creator, or like a cosmic father who brings the universe into being through his own will, or through his word as well, and ritual. And later then Prajapati merged into the figure of Brahma, who became the first god of this Hindu trinity as the creator god. And Vishnu being the sustainer, and Shiva the dissolver. So Prajapati, Brahma, is both. It's the Vedic creator who initiates the cosmos through his own speech and sacrifice, and the deity Brahma, that is often depicted with 4 heads that symbolize the 4 branches of the Vedas, or the 4 Vedas, and also the 4 directions. And he is born from a lotus that emerges from the navel of Vishnu. While he's in deep sleep, in deep yogic sleep, he's dreaming on the cosmic ocean. And in some versions, Brahma creates the world through his own thoughts and speech and sacrifice. And he's also the father of the nakshatras, and especially he's connected to Rohini, who is not only Chandra's favorite wife, but she's also his favorite daughter. So these are some versions of the story. And this, the core theme the core themes of this nakshatra is fertility and creative manifestation. So because Rohini is the most fertile of all of the nakshatras, which is why she is the favorite of everyone. It's a place where any ideas or children or abundance or beauty or anything is born and grows. So when the moon transits here, then it's really good for creative projects, or also conception or birth, or planting seeds, literal seeds, or also symbolic seeds in ritual, for example. It's great for attracting something nice, for making oneself attractive, because it's the feminine way as well, isn't it, to attract. The masculine way is to pursue, to have a goal and go for it, but the feminine is to be there and attract things to it. And that is this magnetic feminine power of Rohini. She doesn't chase. She draws toward her whatever she desires. She has a really warm energy, an inviting energy, a luscious energy. And she represents the earthly embodiment of the goddess, not because she's fiery, but because she is attractive in attractiveness. And this has a downside, though, as well, a little bit. Like all the planets and nakshatras always have 2 sides, because this magnetism of hers can lead to attachment or overindulgence or envy or addiction as well. So the power of Rohini must be really taken carefully a little bit, with a lot of inner balance and inner alignment. So if someone has moon in Rohini, or an important planet in Rohini, then these are the kind of pitfalls that we have to be careful about a little bit. And Rohini also symbolizes devotion, but also the longing to be seen and cherished. She needs to be seen. She's deeply connected to the moon and his emotions. The moon is all about emotions, all the emotions. To love, she's connected to love and to the cycles of the moon, to the cycles of the dualities of giving and taking, giving and receiving. And so this makes her energy ideal for loving partnerships and devotional practice, and also artistic things. But this theme of being seen can be, it's a tricky one, because we all need to be seen. It's the feminine energy needs to be seen. And we all need to feel seen as well. And for a Rohini moon person, it could be that it is an issue. It becomes an issue that there is a longing to be seen, but not, that, depending on many other aspects in the chart, might not actually be fulfilled. But it could also be a need for being seen so much so that it moves into jealousy and possessiveness or imbalance, because just as Chandra is in love with Rohini so strongly that it has actually almost caused the ending of the world, it created a lot of disharmony with the other nakshatras. So this reminds us as well that even love must have a balance, that love can't be all too consuming. We also have to see the other important factors in our lives. And so it brings real intense emotional bonds and possessiveness, and maybe also addiction. And this is also in Taurus. 10 degrees of Taurus. So it's right in the middle of Taurus, and Taurus is about nourishment as well, and does bring the danger of addiction with it. So these are the two sides of Rohini. While Rohini, of course, has a lot of positives, like all nakshatras, it also has a shadow side. So there's a lot of healing in Rohini as well, because the healing is about knowing your worth without needing to be the favorite. So if you have a moon in Rohini, then this might be the healing path, to learn that your worth does not depend on outside approval or being seen, or whatever your longing is about. Rohini is also connected to the earth, to the womb of the earth, and the symbol actually is a chariot, a vehicle that carries things forward. So she holds the power of movement as well, and that is sacred movement that we take steps toward manifestation. And so it's about taking form, it's about growth. And if we go from Ashwini being the seed, and Bharani being the womb where the seed grows, and then Kritika being the birth, the sharp, harsh birth, and then Rohini is the growth, is the nurturing of the infant, and the needing, to be held and to be seen. It means the red one, or the growing one. And maybe it's also a blushing bride. Sometimes that is the symbol or the picture that is shown when it comes to Rohini. And if we want to work with Rohini's energy, because Rohini has the power to rise and to grow, and it's natural, organic growth, like plants growing toward the sunlight, or love expanding only then when it feels really safe. That is the energy of Rohini that we can work with as well. So we can do, for example, a fertility or a creation ritual. We can work a little bit like Bharani as well. We can work with the womb. We can work with the body. or with creativity. We can place our hands over our belly, over our womb, and maybe ask, what is growing within me? What am I ready to bring into the world? What do I need to nourish for it to grow? And we can do a lot of creative activities to activate Rohini in our chart as well. So if we want to sing, mostly singing actually, but also painting, dancing, we can plant seeds, we can go and work in the garden, we can also write, we can create anything, and we can really be very mindful of our emotional needs. Rohini is very sensitive to mood and affection and emotional nourishment because of its strong connection to the moon. And it is all about nourishment and needing attention. So we have to really give ourselves attention here. And we have to really look after our own emotional needs. So we can ask ourselves, what do I need to feel safe and to feel seen? And maybe where am I overly attached to something or to someone's attention? So these are important things maybe to reflect on, especially on a day like this when the moon is in Rohini. We can also practice offering beauty to the divine, because Rohini is about beauty. And she thrives on it. She thrives on sensuality and love and attraction. And let's face it, we all want to be attractive. We all wish to be attractive. And when the moon is in Rohini, we can really use that energy as well. And we can play and be creative with that and, unashamedly adorn us and put the jewelry on and put the makeup on and our favorite silk dress or whatever it is, that we keep in the wardrobe because it's too nice for ordinary days. But Rohini loves to decorate and adorn as a sacred act, not just as, for no reason, but it is a sacred act because we are giving ourselves attention. We are devoted to our own self. And this is self-love. It is about self-love. And maybe we can light some candles as well and arrange flowers and decorate the home really beautifully as well. Maybe we can chant or sing some songs and just do something beautiful. And we can ground ourselves in the body, because earth is the element of Rohini, and she's most powerful when she's embodied. So we can do some embodying practices like yoga or dance or a massage with, nice sensual massage with warm oils, or we can walk barefoot outside in the grass. And also we can be aware of, where do we look for attention? When was the last time I felt hurt when somebody else didn't pay attention to me or didn't give me good feedback or things like that? So we can reflect on that a little bit as well. Can I love someone without needing to possess him, to be, consumed by him or her? And can I be magnetic, but without the need to control? And why do I need to be magnetic in the first place? Do I want to be magnetic for ego-based reasons, so that, I feel like I'm the most beautiful in the room? Or can I let my magnetic force work for the bigger picture and maybe attract the things to me that I need in order to live a balanced life, to live in my truth? What is my greatest dream? And how can I just simply attract it? I can attract anything by being in my truth. So, to sum it up, Rohini is really a star of beauty and growth and fertility and longing and of love. And she really reminds us that creation begins with magnetism, with attraction, with the really warm, nice pull of something that wants to be born through us. And she also reminds us of the shadow side of it, of over-identification, of over-indulging, of addictions, and what happens when our desires become ego-led or possessive. And so when the moon transits through Rohini, we can ask also, what is it that is fertile in me? What is blossoming inside of me? Where am I drawn maybe too strongly to one thing at the cost of others? And how can I grow? How can I, most of all, grow what is my truth? What is meant for me? But also without grasping too much on it. So that was Rohini, and I hope it is helpful to you and you find it interesting, and I will connect with you again for the next nakshatra tomorrow. You were listening to a podcast by the Little School of Happiness. For more information, please go to sandrahayes.eu, or if you are in Germany, sandrahayes.de.